Hey, I'm Jordan Lejeune, and I'm here today to talk to you about how to find your bliss. I get a lot of questions, and this is the number one question I get all the time. So I'm talking to people almost every single day about this, and I figured, why not share it with the world? And it's no wonder that I get this question all the time, because it's a really complex issue. So there's a couple things that we need to understand about finding your bliss before we proceed. The first thing you need to understand, and this is probably going to be a little bit frustrating, especially if you've been looking for your bliss for a while, is that you already know what it is. Now, hold on, give me a sec. Your bliss is something you've been better at and you've enjoyed more thoroughly than other people your entire life, but you have no idea because you've always thought it was normal. This is why it's incredibly difficult to discover what your bliss is on your own, because if you have no one to compare it to, no one to say, hey, you enjoy that way more than I do, or hey, I've never thought about doing that, then you won't know. For example, I was talking to a guy a couple weekends ago on Skype about finding his bliss, and he was having a really tough time even pinpointing things that he enjoyed. But he kept subtly mentioning that he really liked singing, that he sang all the time. I think he even sung on camera one time. And he eventually admitted that in his law office, his coworkers even got annoyed with how much he sang during work hours. So it was immediately obvious to me that this was something out of the ordinary, that he really enjoyed singing. But to him, he thought everyone did this, which isn't the case. The next thing to understand is that your bliss is how you would like to make the world a better place. What gift you'd like to share with the world to make it more enjoyable for the people around you. So, the big question, the question I always ask people is, if you had unlimited money, time, and freedom, how would you spend the rest of your life trying to make the world a better place? Hold on. Most people, when asked this question, completely ignore the first part of the question. We have unlimited time, money, and freedom. You have to answer this question as if you're a child, from a state of play. It's really easy to get caught up in reality and say, well, that passion is not going to work. That's not feasible. But that's not what this exercise is about. It's about answering this question from a place of unlimited potential. Because whether you think it or not, that's where you are right now. It's just not quite the case yet because you're not following your bliss. Because like Joseph Campbell said, when you follow your bliss, doors appear where before there were only walls. Another thing to note is that there's two parts of this whole finding your bliss thing. One is the big picture bliss, and the other is the avenue through which you express that bliss. For example, my personal big picture bliss is creating ecstatic experiences for other people. And the specific avenue through which I would express that would be planning music festivals or creating a website like High Existence. Another example is that maybe you want to share beauty with the world, and that's your big picture. But the specific avenues through which you do that would be painting a mural or graffiti. So you can either start by figuring out that big picture question, which might be easier or more difficult depending on the things you come up with after watching this video, or you could start with the avenues and then work your way up to the big picture by seeing what they have in common. Whichever is easier for you, but you need both to fully actualize your bliss. So, now what? You have the tools and the knowledge to figure out your bliss, so now you just need to put forth the time. Take a little bit of time every day to think about nothing besides what your bliss could possibly be. What do you like? What are you passionate about? What gets you excited? What really gets you going? And talk to other people about it, because they're going to be able to point out things that are unique about you that you just can't see yourself. Remember, this could be one of the most magnanimous events in your entire life. And every big journey starts with one step. This is your first step. So take it seriously, but have fun.